Welcome back to Raider Stadium. Randy Whitley along with Woody Kane, Steve Gant, the entire Metro 11 production staff getting set for Kannapolis and South Rowan, the Raiders against the Wonders. And Steve Gant earlier had a chance to catch up with both coaches, and these are what they said.
Coach Rick Van Hoy. Rick, your schedule is tough schedule. Seems like it gets tougher every week.
It does. Like I said, we've got some quality teams to have to go up against, and a lot of that's geography. I mean, obviously you want to play teams in your own neighborhood and so forth. We've got a perennial power like Kannapolis down the road. It's a game we've been playing forever around here, I reckon. But you're right, down the road we've got Mooresville and North Rowan and so forth. So yeah, it's been pretty tough.
Anytime Kannapolis comes to town, you know, they bring a well-coached, a good squad. You guys, in the first two opening games, you had a lot of turnovers. Have you done something to work on that?
Well, we work on it every day, and we've been working on it all along. And the thing that's probably a little bit too stressing to us is we don't do it in practice. You know, a kid doesn't practice, you start jumping on him and getting on to him, and kids just don't drop the ball in practice. It seems to be a Friday night thing right now, so hopefully we'll get that kink worked out.
Let's talk about injuries. I know you got one of your starters is out, Joel Reyes, and I believe you mentioned another kid that's pretty banged up, not going to play tonight.
Right. We have two defensive starters, Joel Reyes, our linebacker, and Daniel Hallman, a defensive end. Both of those have shoulder injuries, and we hope to get them back as soon as possible, but they won't be able to play tonight.
Coach, year after year, we see the Kannapolis squad go to the playoffs. They advance deep into the state championship rounds. They come to South Rowan. Are your guys somewhat intimidated by them? What do you tell the guys?
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I don't want to use the word intimidation. Obviously, we respect them, and they obviously have great tradition, and that's something that's been built through the years. That didn't something just happened this week or last week and so forth. And we talk about our kids. We want to play to their level. And you know, that's where we want to be someday. We want to be a perennial playoff power and so forth. But we've got a long way to go right now. And obviously, you measure yourself against the teams you play. And obviously, Kannapolis is a measuring stick for everybody they play.
You know, in the past couple of years, you've had a pretty much a slow squad. Got any speed this year?
Well, we've increased our speed. We're faster than we were last year. We're probably faster than we've been since probably about 94, 95, and that's obviously helped us. But again, when you're dropping the ball, you can't really show your speed and things like that. But yeah, we're a lot quicker this year than we have been in the past.
I know you're going to play as best as you can. What is the game? What is the strategy?
Well, we've got to cut down turnovers, number one. That's what we've talked about every day, 3 or 4 times a day. We've got to cut down turnovers. Obviously, with the team, with the offensive explosion that Kannapolis has, we've got to hold on to the ball longer than 3 plays and out or 2 plays and out and things like that. We've got to keep our defense fresh, and hopefully that we can just run some clock and hold on to the football, and ball control is going to be the key for us.
Rick, we'll let you get back to work. Thanks for talking to us, and good luck tonight.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, Randy, back to you upstairs.
Okay, thanks, Steve. Of course, Kannapolis talking about their tradition, 13-1 in 1998, and the 11th year at Kannapolis for Coach Bruce Harden, but that's not who Steve Gant caught up with.
Thanks again, Randy, with Jeremy Ryan, assistant Wonders coach. Jeremy, you guys had a pretty good outing last week. You beat a good Statesville team.
Statesville was a pretty good team. They gave great effort, and our kids improved from one week to the next, and that's what we look for.
We're talking about improving. What did you guys learn last week? I know it was your debut of your option. How did that work out?
I'll tell you what we learned is we had to play a little bit of assignment football last week, and we learned that we have pretty good depth, and we can count on just about every kid in our varsity squad to play well.
And tell us a little bit about the option. Now, what kind of adjustment has the coaching staff had to make? I know you teach the kids what to do, but what about the coaching staff? What kind of adjustments did you guys make?
Well, the problem with the option game is that you have to stay at home. You have to play your gap. You have to play assignment football. You have to play dive. You have to play quarterback, and then you have to play the pitch. And certain guys have to play certain spots.
You know, you come into Raider Stadium. You guys are a heavy favorite. Do you ever take a team lightly? Do you ever come into a stadium and thinking, hey, we're Kannapolis? You guys, you're big before we get here?
Anytime you have first-year starters, heavy favorites, I don't know. And this is a rivalry game. Anybody can step up, and it's going to come down to who makes the most plays.
Well, you know, that's the key to it. It's a rivalry game. You know, you can throw the win-loss record out the book. I know South Rowan Raiders starting off 0-2, and they've been beat by some good teams. You guys are 1-0. You beat a good team. How do you think you match up?
Well, if you've seen the film on South Rowan, if they don't lay it on the ground, they might be 2-0. I mean that, honestly. They're a decent team. They have good talent, and they're big. And we sometimes don't match up too well with big teams.
What can we expect tonight? What can we look for tonight?
I think you're going to see some kids with some fire in their eyes. You're going to see the green and white come out and show you what we're all about.
Okay, we'll let you get back to work. Thanks for talking to us, and good luck.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Randy, back to you upstairs.
Okay, thanks, Steve. We'll be back for the coin toss, the kickoff, and meet the participants in the 1999 version, Wonders versus Raiders, coming up. Welcome back to Raider Stadium. The co-captains of both teams about set to introduce themselves, and let's go to the center of the field right now.
Okay, y'all the visitors gonna call white all night. I'm gonna call y'all black, okay? If we have any trouble, we're gonna ask y'all as captain to step in and take control, okay? I got a silver dollar here. That's a tail and that's a head. I'm gonna flip it, we drop it, we do it again. Call it while it's in the air. Tails it called, it's a head. Your call. You want the football? Okay. You going to defend the scoreboard? Okay, black, come over here with me. White, you go.
South Rowan winning the toss. They'll be moving left to right on your television screen here in the first half as they're dressed in the black trimmed in white and red. And let's take a look at their offensive lineup here is what they'll put on the field against the Wonder defense first.
Well, you look at that offensive line and you heard Coach Jeremy Ryan talking about size for the Raiders. Just take a look right down here at Big Brian Billings. 325 pounds goes the senior, so that's a good idea of what kind of size the Wonders are facing here. As we look at the backfield and skill players, we mentioned that they've gone to the wishbone attack this time. Keith Garrett, the running back there, had 95 yards in the first game, so they can get it done. As we've mentioned, it's just a matter of turnovers. Then for Kannapolis Wonders, one guy you want to look at there, Desmond Williams. You heard Coach Ryan telling Steve there earlier that Williams has lost 45 pounds during the offseason and has really picked up his speed. Then you see the linebackers. Kannapolis run that 4 linebacker set, and then you see corners and the safeties there. Blair Harden, watch for him tonight. He'll make some noise as well, and we're about ready to get it underway.
Keith Garrett, number 20, and Torrey Gertie, number 24, are the deep backs, awaiting the Wonder kick, which will be done by Michael Anthony, the 5'11 junior. And the last game between Kannapolis and South, I guess, of the millennium is about to begin. Gertie, 24, and Garrett, number 20, are back at about the 5-yard line. Fans on their feet. Fans still coming in. Not too many seats to be had here. An overflow crowd at Raider Stadium. And the referee signals we're ready for action. Good boot. End over end. Who's it going to be? I believe it's Gertie this time at about the 5. Looking for a little seam. Bang! Down across the 25 to the 27-yard line. On the coverage for the Wonders, D'Angelo Collins, the first guy in the white shirts. And now the bulk guys, I guess you could say, that offensive line of South Rowan about to be unveiled here.
Hey, the defensive line for South Rowan is even bigger than this. Wait till we do that part.
Led by Tim Cook, the junior signal caller, 6'2", 190 pounds. As they're out of the wishbone with a receiver split to the left of your screen, they'll flop the tight end, 87. That is Pena in motion over on the right side and try to get to the outside. They got the corner sealed, and Gertie is across midfield, down the sidelines. Can the Wonders catch him? They knock him out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Duran Lipscomb literally ran him down from behind, and they sealed the corner, and that's the way you draw it up on the chalkboard, Woody.
They sure did, and they got him to bite on the middle, Randy. The Wonders thought that play was headed up the middle, but I think going down the sidelines there, looked to me like Gertie may have run out of gas a little bit. He was huffing and puffing at the end of that play.
Probably the longest play from scrimmage of the year for Gertie.
Boy, and the crowd just immediately started getting into it, didn't they?
About 60 yards from the line of scrimmage. And they're in the red zone already. At the 16 officially, we'll spot it. They'll go with the fullback right up the gut. and got about 2, maybe 3 yards. Number 23, who was checked in for the Raiders. And, of course, I think Gertie did get a rest. It's, we'll pick up that number for you momentarily. Here we see the run again.
Now look here, a good job there of just outrunning the coverage. And at the end here, he kind of slows up. You see his head coming up a little bit there. He knows they're coming now. And they really pounded him at the sidelines. Ryan Kraft also went on that play.
Gain of 3 at 2nd and 7 at the 12-yard line. Pinion flops to the left side, out of the bone. Cook fakes the big toss, now goes to Gertie, gets a good block, but the Wonder defense closes in a hurry that time. Coming up, number 10, that was Charlie Fox, the free safety, who was coming all the way. No gain officially on the play. Well, the Raiders now for the 3rd and 7 coming up here.
You got to wonder, Randy, as you get a look there at Tim Cook getting the signals, if that play was supposed to work like that. It almost looked like a little bit of confusion back there for a second, but maybe it was designed. Generally, when you fake the pitch, though, you want to go back with it the opposite way instead of the way you originally faked it.
They'll go with one wide. That's Kirkman to the right of your screen on 3rd and 7. Half back, stopped after about a yard. Good penetration that time by Mike Davis, the nose guard for the Wonders, and that will bring up 4th down as Gertie only able to get down to about the 11-yard line. 4th and 6, and I guess if there's a advantage, they need to get some points out of this possession. I mean, a big mental, psychological edge in a big rivalry here. They'll spot it at about the 18 left hash mark. It'll be a 28-yard try by Nick Clemency. Kick is up, it's long enough, and it is good. The Raiders come out like gangbusters, and with 9:45 to go in the opening period, have jumped out on top, 3-0. As we return to Raider Stadium, I want to make a correction. I think it was Basinger who kicked the field goal and not Clemency. So I asked for Clemency on that mistake.
There you go.
It'll be Marcello Standback, one of the deep backs, along with Marcus Rivens, or Rivens. And there's Basinger kicking it end over end, down at the 20-yard line. Wonders with a seam. To the outside goes Rivens. Good return, 41-yard line.
Talk about special teams coming to the front early here, Randy. Well, for the Wonders, you see on offense, and they are anchored by the familiar names of Chad Lambert and Kerwan Kirkpatrick, the seniors who anchored that line last year. In the backfield, Justin Harden had a couple of touchdown runs last week. Marcello Standback had 3 touchdowns a week ago.
And we'll set the rest of the lineup for you momentarily. The senior Justin Harden, 175 pounds, 6 foot, directs him as they offset the backfield and go with the tailback. Off the right side, Standback running hard, gets about 4, maybe 5 that time. Daryl Childers on the tackle, and there's the Raider defense.
And we talked about size on this defensive line, Randy. Joe Finney, 295, and Bryant Casey on that line is 300 pounds, so they indeed have some good size there. Daryl Childers, who just made the tackle, the coaches love his speed, the way he can cover the field from side to side, and you saw evidence of it there. But a good hole on the right side by the A.L. Brown offensive line.
Kind of a double wing. They shift back to the I formation this time on 2nd and 5. Toss pitch this time, getting a good block and tripped up across midfield. Eric Caldwell was off to the races.
And that's a little bit of a familiar number.
Yeah, number 20.
You would have thought maybe that rascal would be retired.
I think Eric said, now wait a minute, Coach.
Do I have to fill the big shoes that go with it, or can I just wear the jersey?
Yeah, it's an honor to wear that number 20. Boy, that was a joy to watch that thing scoot. I think the opponents are maybe deja vu. They said, no way. It can't be him in that. 1st down and 10 as they slide it back to the I formation. A wing on the right, 1 wide receiver, and Harden to the play fake. Over the middle, wide open, complete. 30, 27-yard line is Standback as he's brought down. And another 1st down as the Wonders with that little short passing game. And Coach Harden got a lack of the Christmas, on the first pass from his son.
Well, they flooded that side with receivers, Randy, and there were just too many white jerseys over there for them to all be picked up. It kind of confused the coverage, it looked like, because Standback was wide open.
Now they'll send 3 receivers out in the formation.
The officials called the timeout. I believe Stanback may have an equipment problem, or looks like they're straightened out now.
He's the tailback, the blocking back, or the up back, Durant Lipscomb, number 41. And we're ready to go on first down and 10 from the 27-yard line. Ball was loose. Harden fell on it back at the 32-yard line. Just a missed exchange that time.
And you saw there evidence of how Justin Harden has matured as a player. A young guy might try to pick that up and be the hero, but boy, you're a senior coach's son, you fall on that ball.
It's a long, long weekend.
And it's a long ride home.
If you get a ride.
Yeah.
You're right. Some kids will probably try to pick it up and then kicked it a couple of times. And Harden's telling his teammates, that's my fault, guys. Loss of 6. Second and 16 now, the 33-yard line, we'll call it. Spinning, options out, nowhere to go, as the Raiders had that one snuffed out pretty well.
Excellent coverage.
Looked like Randy Rigsby initially there.
Boy, and about 4 or 5 others were there too. Now watch this. This play doesn't develop too quickly. You see the motion. He's going to come down and look for the pitch, but a great job there by Daryl Childers of not. You can commit with a fake to make the quarterback give the ball up, but don't commit totally, and that's kind of what happened that time. And then the pursuit had good coverage there on that side to keep that thing from turning around the corner. That's always the key, is to have enough bodies there.
Would you think they're going to throw it now? 3rd and 16. Play fake. Hart with plenty of time. Going over the middle. Complete at the 20-yard line. A little short of the first down. Good catch by his brother, Blair Harden, who came from the flanker position.
Going to be a little short of the first down, though, Randy, but, you know, that's always a scary situation. He had to go up in the air knowing he was going to get the pop from the defender. Hung on to it and made a nice gain. Now, the Wonders look like they're going.
Well, if you don't make it, it's as good as a touchback. If you punt it,
it's a huge play here momentum-wise, and now they don't have the right personnel on the field. They're making a switch, and they're having to tell, coming in late there is 31, Jason Brown. They're having to tell him to play as he runs on the field.
They moved the tight end Chambers over on the right side this time, and the Raiders may have jumped or motion. It was 4th and a long 2. Looks like Posick, number 77, came across the line, but was he drawn?
Well, let's find out. Oh, he almost signaled the other way.
Yeah, I think he's still thinking about it.
Well, there's a freebie, and that's what Coach Van Hoy, as you see him there, did not want to happen. He had a chance to get the momentum, get the ball back with the lead, and suddenly the Wonders are right back in business after being, 2nd and 16?
And 3rd and 16.
Yeah.
Down just inside the 15-yard line now. A new set of downs for Justin Harden to work with here. He gives it the stand back. Slices off the right side, inside the 5, down inside the 1, touchdown. He would not go down.
And I'm telling you, Randy, he got hit at least 4 times on that and just refused to quit on it. You're exactly right. And you'll see one of these guys come over here, Big Joe Finney, 295 pounds, tried to lay the lumber to him, and Stanback was just gone.
So the Wonders take about 4 minutes to take the lead. And now it will be Blair Harden to hold for Rush Rollins. Soccer-style kicker that's on its way and into the Pines.
And they missed 3 last week.
We've got 5:45 remaining. Opening period already. 10 points up on the board. Welcome back. There you see some of the, I think that's some of the homestanding South fans, some of the band members. It's not cold enough for the official uniforms yet.
No, it will be before too much longer. But boy, what a break there for the Wonders. You don't know if they would have made it on 4th and 4 or not, but we never got a chance to find out because a mental mistake keeps that Wonder drive alive. It leads to 7 points.
This will be Garrett, but he did step over the goal line, so they'll bring it out on the touchback. So the Raiders will start at the 20-yard line, first down and 10.
And, you know, you may be wondering why he didn't bring it out. That's just a high school rule to keep guys from getting hurt. They can do that in college and the pros, but not in the high school ranks.
17 and 31 yards on that last drive. The completions, big completions for Justin Harden. Tim Cook and company out of the wishbone. Keeps the ball. Now he's going deep. He's got a receiver past the secondary. Completed midfield and out of bounds. Jesse Kirkman got behind the Wonder coverage and really probably saving a touchdown was Chris Gibson who knocked him out of bounds. So a flag is down. It's going to go back.
Oh, no. Boy, and Randy, he was open for so long, I wondered if Cook was going to be able to get it to him in time because coming in a big hurry to make up ground was Chris Gibson. He almost got there, but what? Boy, that's the second time a costly penalty has really hurt the Raiders.
Probably going to be in the holding variety. We'll see.
But South Rowan goes to pass deep. Ineligible man downfield. South Rowan goes to pass deep, and the whole crowd gasped.
Well, they burnt the Wonders with...
And Randy, that's a result of the ineligible lineman being downfield, as that play took a little bit longer to develop. He was open a ways before Cook got him the ball, and that may be why the lineman went downfield. He may have thought that Cook had already turned that one loose.
So nullify a 31-yard pass completion. Now the Raiders have it first and 15, and it'll be first and 20 because it looked like the right side moved about half a count.
Well, I don't know. Hold on. This may be against Kannapolis. I saw 2 Wonders and 1 Raider jump on that. Depends on who jumped first.
Yeah. Who do you want to believe? Well, we'll believe the referees. He says this gets the green and white. So
that's what you call 5 for flinching.
We're back at first and 10 now.
Well, I think the Raiders would rather have first and 10 about midfield rather than this, though.
Well, we saw a big difference between, say, last year when Tim Cook was forced to come in, and boy, he was a baptism under fire. I want to tell you.
Talk about being thrown to the wolves.
But looked smooth on that last pass, and
sure did.
A lot different player this year. Looking, ball batted down and intercepted. This is Blair Hard with the interception. He'll return it for a Wonder touchdown. Justin Chambers got the deflection on the rush from the end, and the Wonders defense has put 6 points on the board.
And Cook just tries to throw it right through him, Randy. I mean, Chambers was right in his face, and Cook just tried to force it right through there, and Justin got a hand on it. Blairhard got it and was off to the races. Cook would have been better served to bring that one down and either throw it away or try and see if something developed by sidestepping one way or another.
The extra point is up and good. Well, we have 5:06 to go as the Wonders of defense.
Cook would have been better served to bring that one down and either throw it away or try and see if something developed by sidestepping one way or another.
The extra point is up and good. Well, we have 5:06 to go as the Wonders of defense has now put 7 points on the board. They extend their lead to 14-3 here in the first quarter.
Time Warner Cable's Metro Channel 11, your source for local cable programming.
Yep, Randy Whitley along with Woody Kane and the entire Metro 11 production staff. And boy, I tell you what, the wheels have come off in a hurry here against the Raiders, Woody. They just, there you see the interception there. Just good defense that time on both ends. By Chambers and by Hart.
But again, I still believe the key was Cook tried to force it through.
This one going deep at about the 1-yard line. Coming out across the 15, 20, 22-yard line goes Garrett. And the Wonders will put him on the ground on the kick coverage. Looked like Sequan Moody, one of the first guys down there.
And you saw that time a conscious effort on the part of Garrett not to put a foot in the end zone. He wanted to try and break one there.
Now the Raiders, you don't abandon your game plan. You just feel like you gave up an unnecessary touchdown, and they have moved the ball well. But it's those little mental errors.
It's, boy, 2 key penalties, and then the interception led to a score.
Back to the bone, and they'll just hit the right side to see if anything opens up. And got about 1, possibly 2 that time. Jeremy Basinger, the 5'10", 180-pound senior on the carry that time.
Randy, even though this is the 2nd game of the season, even though this is our 3rd game for South Rowan, even though this is a non-conference game, I think this is a critical moment for the Raiders because you've already lost your first two. You had a bunch of turnovers. Now suddenly, after you had the momentum, you're up 3-0 in a span of a couple of minutes. You find yourself down by 11 points. This is a key moment for the Raiders in terms of their mental outlook for the season.
They hit off the left side with a halfback, and that is Keith Garrett carrying the ball out across right at the 25-yard line. So the Raiders will still have third and will come at 6 to try to keep possession here as we near 4 minutes to go in the opening period. They'll send Kirkman as a wide receiver, the lone wideout, down to the left of your screen. Let's see if they go that way. Well,
yes, they are. He's behind the defense.
And the defense, though, got behind the offensive line and got cooked for the sack.
Boy, and about 3 Wonders hit him. He bounced off a couple, but I think the third one finally put him down.
They really gave him enough time. You know, you got 3 seconds back there. That's an eternity, and Cook just couldn't quite.
I think he couldn't get to a place where he could set his feet. There were too many green and white jerseys around him.
Joe Finney, what he talked about, a pretty good leg. This guy can boom it. As you've got 295 pounds of leg, I may say. And this time he just kind of squibbed it, and it did take a good Raider roll, but not what Joe would like as far as a punt, out at the Wonder 47-yard line. He was kicking it away from Blair Hart. So.
Yeah, because Blair ran one back 63 yards for a touchdown last week.
Boy, the special teams, they just kind of put new characters out there. Kannapolis has been so strong over the years, the Bruce Harden years with special teams, and it does win ball games for you.
Well, and they work a lot of young players in through the special teams, and as we heard in the pregame, they used 14 guys on defense last week. The JV team hasn't lost a game or one game in 2 years, and you know they just keep reloading.
Here's Standback, good hole off the right side. He breaks the tackle, cuts it inside Raider territory down to the 39-yard line. About 14 yards on the play. Brad Lanning made the tackle for South.
And again, it seems like the Wonders want to attack that right side. Watch the big hole, and then you'll see trying to close it up. Joe Finney right there missed him. And then Standback is off to the races, and boy, if he had had one more step, he would have been in the end zone.
He's got Kirkpatrick, 285 pounds, leading things out of that offensive line on the right side. I'd go behind him, too.
Yeah, he was on the left last time, though, I thought.
Tosses, left side. Caldwell eludes, heads to the sidelines. Flag is down, and Caldwell out of bounds at the 27.
I think this is going to be against Kannapolis. Looks like Ryan Kraft, number 21, was grabbing his helmet. They were like, oh, no, that was me. Yep, going to be a clip.
So that will negate the run by Caldwell and push the Wonders probably back up near midfield. Clock shows 2:43 remaining in the first period.
Coach Van Hoy is exhorting his defense down there. You got to seal up the holes, even though there was a clip that time. That may or may not have led to the gain that the Wonders got out of it. The Raiders now have a golden opportunity to stay right in the game, Randy. We're not even through the first quarter yet. If they can bottle them up here and get that ball back, they should have decent field position.
I was kind of laughing here. The referee has put the ball down at the Wonder 48-yard line, but the South was thinking they wanted about 5 more yards. They were actually on the wrong side. They had to back up a little bit there.
Mingling back there listening to the play call.
That's good defense. You don't give it up to the referees either. 1st and 22 from the eye. Fullback, quick pop up the middle. The hole is there. Secondary finally shakes him down at the 37-yard line. What a hole for Lipscomb to run through.
I think, Randy, it almost looked like Justin may have changed that one at the line of scrimmage there at the last minute. It looked like he may have seen something there and changed that one. I'm not sure if he has the freedom to do that in the offense or not, but it sure looked like he may have changed it.
Well, the joys of having that ESP between you and your father.
Yeah.
And probably being a senior, some experience out there. And it's early in the game. Now they move Caldwell back to the tailback position on 2nd and 7. Play fake, Harden back. Looking, high toss, overthrew everybody.
That was a little too much mustard on that one. He had Standback open and just fired it past him.
I was talking to somebody, they said last week, the home opener against Statesville, they said, not saying that Justin was pumped or anything, but his first pass, he went about 100 miles an hour, 8 yards, and just you know, if the receiver caught it, he had this indention in his chest, and he settled down after that. But he was juiced up, I want to tell you.
He really did, and he even said, I read some of the comments in the paper, he felt like, you know, it was all on him, and he had to do this, and he had to do that, and his teammates talked to him, settled him down, saying, you know, let's all get into it, and they went on to the big win.
Here he goes down the middle, receiver open, incomplete, couldn't hold on. Good jarring tackle, though, the point of contact. Intended receiver was Rivens, and I think Brad Lanning got there as the ball did. So,
boy, and that was a nice shot to jar that one loose. That was darn close, Randy, to being a fumble, because he sure had it for a beat, and maybe you got to have it 2 beats.
Yeah, at least 2 beats.
Yeah.
Michael Anthony, the junior, on to punt. Keith Garrett stands back inside the 10-yard line for the Raiders. There's Keith. So the first punt of the night for Kannapolis. Anthony, high, not deep. Let's see what kind of roll. Well, it's going to take a Raider bounce and will be blown dead at the 24-yard line. So a net of only about 5 yards on the punt. That's not good for your average there.
It looked like he kind of shanked it, Randy. It almost goes straight up. See if it kind of goes off the side of his foot here. It looked like his stride was kind of out of sync that time. Maybe he took an extra step over what he normally does or something. It just looked a little unusual by the time he extended and got to the ball.
We've seen that short punt. We saw Finney do the same thing. So these guys may be trying to do a little bit too much finesse here early.
But Finney seems like he always gets a good roll.
Oh yeah.
Kind of like our floor manager Steve Gann in golf.
Raiders keep it on the ground, out to about the 28-yard line.
It's not where it lands initially, but how far it goes after that.
That's right. As you keep it between the ditches, that's important.
You've got something.
It's important. You know, accuracy is the name of the game.
Well, pretty nice gain on first down there for the Raiders.
They'll send Kirkman.
And we may try to see them get him on that deep play on the sidelines again. They were looking for him that last time on third down.
He's drawing single coverage this time, it looks like, at the bottom of your screen. We'll see if they go there. No, they're going to go. Well, they fake. And how they get it out to the outside. Gertie, side steps. Man, that did. I felt that all the way up here. Dez Williams.
Boy, he pounded him, didn't he? Ouch.
You know, you think, how's he going to get up?
This play takes too long to the outside. Watch this here, coming to the outside. It was too east and west instead of north and south, and then kabang. Ow. Ooh.
Pretty good pursuit there. A lot of green and white on that corner.
They may have to call timeout to fix the divot over there, but they still picked up a few yards. That play, it just took too long to get going toward the line of scrimmage, Randy, and there were too many Wonders over there at the point of attack.
It's third down and 4. Pena, the tight end, sets up on the left side. And they'll try to get around the corner. I believe they've got the first down. Flag is down, though.
Well, let's see where they spot it first and then what the penalty is.
Garrett needed to get just over the 35-yard line.
And looks like he may have made it based on the spot, but this call is going to be the key. Block below the waist. It's going to come back. Going to be a third and long now. And, boy, Coach Rick Van Hoy's bunch has just been on the verge all night, it seems, Randy. And there you see Harden talking to Harden.
That's a pretty Hardenish conversation going on.
Look at those Kannapolis britches they got there. They got those khaki britches with the Wonders helmet on there. We need to get some cool stuff like that.
We were kidding Bruce Wednesday night about his birthday present. Nice looking denim shirt he had on, and now they got the. I mean, you know.
They got a wardrobe now, don't they? Look at there. Now there's a wardrobe.
That's an outfit.
I guarantee you. Now that's old school. That stuff the Kannapolis people had, you know, is Generation X, but this here is old school.
My favorite says Carolina blue swim trunks. It looks like that guy was wearing it.
At least they spelled it right. You always wonder if there's going to be one guy who gets out of line and messes it up.
Thank goodness it's not Northwestern High School or something, you know.
Yeah. You get some guy in the wrong place, and that spells Houts.
On 3rd and 18, Cook to the air. He's got 2 receivers open. Catch! At the 48-yard line, Keith Garrett. hauled it in, and some good coverage over there by Ryan Kraft. Just a great play on both sides, and who wants it the most?
Well, when he first let this one go, I thought he was going for Kirkman. But great extension by Garrett to get under, and a great job to hang on, Randy, because that ball was caught over his shoulder, and then he got a pretty good pop from Kraft after that. Again, you'll see it come down over the shoulder catching, and Kraft was right there, Randy. They wrestled for that one for a minute or two.
Cook threw it right on the money. Well, they won't have to go far as they'll swap sides here, it looks like, as the quarter has come to an end. 14-3, A.L. Brown on top right now. Ready for quarter number 2. First down and 10 for the Raiders at their own 48-yard line, and they'll just begrudgingly go about 3 yards off the right side into Wonder territory. And,
I think it was Garrett that time.
Garrett catches the ball. He runs the ball. Keith Garrett's having a pretty fine game for the 5'6", 145-pound junior.
And remember, as we said, he had 95 yards in the Raiders season opener, so he's shown that he can get the job done. Gertie has shown us that he can get the job done. The Raiders have some good pieces, Randy. It's just the mental mistakes have really been a problem for them. We talked about the penalties and the turnovers, and so far that really is the difference in this game.
And it looks like Tim Cook's getting it done, throwing the football. Now they'll work it to the left side, breaking 1, breaking 2. Here goes Wiggins. Ernie Wiggins in for the first time tonight, and Ribbons knocked him out of bounds, made the tackle, and I think we've got a flag.
Let's see. Take a look at it here. Good job of disguising this one. A lot of confusion at the line. Look how clear they are here, and there is nobody there. And let's see, I wonder, did he get him out of bounds?
Well, apparently...
they picked up the flag.
Yeah. They're going to leave it at the 28-yard line of Kannapolis. So a 21-yard carry for Wiggins. That's Mr. Wiggins.
Oh, gosh. Right, most of the people are too old or too young to remember that reference.
Hey,
the old Carol Burnett show? Come on now.
They're back in syndication now. Single setback, and he'll get the call. About 2 that time to the Kannapolis 27.
Can that be right, Childers? Yeah, the linebacker in there having some carries. Boy, they're getting everybody into the act, aren't they?
Why not?
That's about, I think, the 5th different back who's carried for the Raiders tonight. At least 4.
Keep the fresh legs in, ain't that what they say?
Yeah. Well, I mean, let's see. You've had Gertie, you've had Garrett, you just had Wiggins. That was Childers.
They may run Joe Finney before it's over with. They get that inside. You got first and goal, the 3 go with a jumbo heavy offense there.
I was going to say, talk about dropping a big rock in a little pond now when he gets to the line.
2nd and 9. They're back to the bone this time with a wide receiver to the top of your screen. And Garrett gets a call, shakes loose from one guy, goes inside the 25.
I think they had a hold of his jersey, shook almost all the way loose.
Looked like Lee Basinger, the junior defensive tackle, finally wrestled him to the ground at the 23, we'll call it.
Raiders doing a much better job of hanging onto the ball after contact, Randy. You heard Coach Van Hoy on the Headliners program tell us that the problem has been they're not turning the ball over in practice. It's during contact in the games, and so far they've done an excellent job of holding on to it.
3rd down and 5. Toss. Garrett with a hole. He's got the first down and then some. Inside the 15, down to about the 12.
What a huge hole on the right side, Randy. I think Blair Harden may have gotten there and got a hold of a shoestring, but that was about it. Watch this hole. Look how much room he's got. Here comes Harden right there. Yeah, it was. It was Blair Harden who ended up tripping him up. See if we can see 37 dive at his ankle. Right there.
Well, you saw it from the offensive side. You saw it from the defensive side. Good camera work, guys.
Boy, hi, Mom, send money.
Yeah. 1st and 10 Raiders on the move at the 12-yard line of the Wonders. They'll move Pinion over on the left side, the tight end, and they will go this way. Looking, the hole is there inside the 10, down to the 5. Ernie Wiggins.
And again, Randy, it looks like the Wonders are having a little bit of trouble picking up exactly who's got the football.
Plus
and that's what you hope for with a wishbone, though.
Raiders with good execution. You just about think they got to get something out of this drive.
Yeah, and it really needs to be more than 3.
Second down and 3 at the 5. They can get a first down. And right now the officials will hold the action up here.
He's checking out Wiggins. I don't know if it's an injury or something's wrong with his helmet, looks like.
Got a few battle scars on those things.
Yeah, now we're ready to go. We got the bottle cap back on top there.
I thought I heard it go.
Yeah, that's the old pull tab days.
Cook under center. Hands it off. Wiggins fights to about the 3. He'll be shy of the first down, I believe.
Excellent pursuit that time by the Kannapolis defense. You saw 4 white shirts around the ball carrier in a big hurry.
Well, they don't have much territory to worry about defending behind their backs now. As we near 8 minutes to go in the first half, Raiders trying to draw closer.
And Randy, this is, you got to go for it here on 4th if you don't get it. So the Wonders are going to have to strap it on for 2 plays instead of thinking just 1 and we're done.
From the 3-yard line, the gift to Wiggins. He'll have the first down and the touchdown.
And it's kind of fitting that it was Wiggins because he's the guy who got him down there close. Take a look at it again. Boy, and what a surge by that offensive line. They pushed the defensive line of Kannapolis into the end zone.
That looked like Hurricane David coming in, didn't it?
Yeah. The first guy that Wiggins ran into was one of his own offensive linemen.
Now it will be Childers, or excuse me, Basinger to attempt the extra point. Good snap, spot, kick. And the Raiders have got 7 more. 7:51 remaining first half. It is now a 14-10 game, and we've got a good one going. to 10 our score with 7:51 remaining.
And as you check it out again and see Wiggins getting into the end zone there, Randy, just an excellent push by that offensive line. Our statistician Steve Gant points out an interesting fact. So far, the Raiders have outrushed the Wonders 125 to 44 yards.
Raider kick will be short, taken by one of the up men at the 39-yard line, and that's where Justin Chambers will be put on the ground. We've seen, I wonder if Matt Brown used to do that a lot when he was in Carolina. Just kind of kick it up there, and, you know, it's a free ball.
Yeah, something crazy may happen.
We saw,
but it gives the Wonders excellent field position.
There was a girl, a Snowbrenner at High Point Central, used to squib that thing, drive you crazy.
Yeah.
Like 2 out of 3 times you'd recover a fumble. There's Coach Harden. Got to be a little concerned right now.
Well, all the Wonder coaching staff that we talked to said they didn't come in here taking South Rowan lightly, and the Raiders are showing them that they have come to play tonight.
Toss to stand back. He gets a good block at the line of scrimmage and will scamper off the left side for about 5. Brad Lanning, who has been all over the field defensively for South Rowan.
And Standback made a couple of nice moves in the backfield, Randy. He bobbled that pitch for a second, and before he knew it, had a couple of guys right on top of him and juked completely by 2 of them.
There was another guy that was a pretty good running back in Kannapolis back in my era, named Haskell Standback. Went on and played professional ball. So,
are they related?
I believe somewhere down the road.
All right.
Second down, and a hold up right now before the snap.
He dropped the flag, I believe, did he not? Yes, he did.
Illegal procedure.
Yeah. So suddenly, the Wonders make a couple of mental mistakes. And that's the kind of stuff that Coach Harden really cannot stand.
If you're South Rowan right now and you're the players, the coaching staff, you say, gosh, we've got a couple of things going good for us now, and that confidence is growing every minute that goes by. Well, say, hey, we're in this game, guys.
You're exactly right, Randy, and a stop here would be tremendous because they would get a chance to take the lead if they could get a stop here.
They'll move Chambers to the right side of the tight end position, go the fullback. Lipscomb with a hole up the middle out to the 48-yard line, following the block of Kirkpatrick, which is pretty easy. 285-pound senior leading the way. Jason Brown was the ball carrier. My apologies there, not Lipscomb. Talking about new faces. Both these coaches will run about 18 backs in on you.
Yeah, and you know, one of the good things about that, Coach Rick Van Hoy has really put the emphasis on his JV program the last couple of years, and they've got the numbers up significantly, and that always helps.
3rd and 3, toss, stand back. He'll have the first down as he slices down across midfield to the Raider 45-yard line.
You had a pretty good block there on the outside. Watch number 64, Big Mac Crosby, right there. You see him forcing guys out of the way, and that gave Stanback the hole to turn that one back upfield.
Just kind of got in the way.
Well, he's so big, that's all he had to do. I think he was blocking a defensive back.
The Wonders break the huddle and will flank 2 wide receivers and work it from the I formation with 5:55 to go in the first half. Play fake, hard straight drop, going sidelines overthrown. Double coverage over there, trying to hit Blair Harden on the sidelines.
But where Blair dove for that ball, Randy, that ball was already out of bounds, but he didn't miss it for lack of effort. Where he dove is asphalt. Yeah, I mean, he didn't dive in some grass now. He's diving on the hard stuff.
Get a little practice in for track next spring, you know.
That's much worse than a floor burn, man. I'm telling you, you don't even get a squeak out of that one. You just kind of skid and leave some skin.
Nothing hurts worse than those cinders, I will tell you. I been there, done that.
Yeah.
2nd and 10 at the 46-yard line of South. Here's a flag down, and Harden will cut it upfield and run it for about 5, but looked to me like Stanback who had come out, was in motion, may have turned upfield too early, and that's what got him the penalty.
I think you're exactly right. So again, another middle mistake by the Wonders, and seems like, anyway, that South Rowan has settled down a little bit, and the middle mistakes are starting to go Kannapolis' way now.
Well, one thing for sure, big don't get no smaller.
No, but for A.L. Brown, speed don't get no slower.
Well, there you go.
So it's the classic battle, size versus speed.
Tortoise in the hair.
Yeah. I left my cliche book at home. Did you bring yours?
We've got a 1996 version, I think.
Okay.
We'll have to bring that next week, I think.
All right.
Well, now that's our version. Now we've got one from the Larry Mason era. That might be definitely a generation gap here. 2nd and 15. Ball at the 49-yard line at Kannapolis. Harden, straight drop. Now we'll go deep on the fly, looking for Kraft. He's got it, complete and bumped out of bounds at the Raider 11-yard line. L.J. Ratcliffe on the coverage for South. Some great coverage, but a great toss. We'll watch it again.
I think Ratcliffe just lost the ball, Randy. I don't think he believed it was going to get this deep. And it looked like he turned his head at the wrong time and lost track of where the ball was.
Kraft concentrated the entire way.
Boy, suddenly it looked like the Wonders were stumbling a little bit, and now they're right down in striking distance.
1st and 10 at the 11-yard line. It'll be Stanback with a huge hole off the left side. He's inside the 5, and he's in the end zone. Untouched virtually.
He really was. A tremendous hole on the left side of the line there. Watch the action up front here, and look what he's got to run through. As Randy said, he was barely touched, if at all.
So Kannapolis looked like they were self-destructed there for a while. Connect on the long pass from Harden to Kraft, and then Stanback takes care of the rest of the way. As the extra point up and sails into the night. And just like that, South Rowan finds itself down by 11 once again with 5:16 to go in the first half. Back at Raider Stadium here at the campus of South Rowan High School. 5:16 to go. It's now 21-10. The Wonders with 3 touchdowns here in the first half, but still they've left the Raiders with a lot of time to come back and maybe get it a little tighter before halftime as Anthony's set to do the honors. Kicks it deep at about the 5-yard line. It's going to be Garrett. It's one block, then runs into a wave of folks at about the 24-yard line. Leading the coverage was our man. He's on the self-destruct team, D'Angelo Collins. He is a wow, man. It looks like on these special teams.
Well, it looked like It looked like Garrett got out there and gave him a couple of fakes, and Collins just wasn't going to go for it, and so he finally had to run right into him.
Collins is
well, those special teams guys are a different breed anyway.
He's probably was unapproachable about 4 o'clock this afternoon.
It's important for the Raiders, Randy, to really have something positive happen here. They need a sustained drive.
And they'll go with a halfback for about a yard.
Of course, points would be the best thing, but they don't need to leave Kannapolis with time to try and put more on the board. Keep in mind the Wonders will get the ball first after they come out of the locker room.
Tim Cook with the play from the Raiders sidelines. It looks like we've got, that was the replay. Mike Davis, the nose guard, was there initially. But you run right up the middle. Mike's going to be there most of the time. And here we go. They go with a second back. Out to about the 30-yard line is Gertie. And Davis once again over there, along with some others.
Pretty nice room on that side for Gertie, and we haven't really heard from him since that big run in the first quarter.
Prince McCoy, one of the linebackers near the ball. Josh Lee starting at the linebacker tonight for the Wonders. And Josh, I understand, he's a pretty good quarterback in his time at the JV program. And with that, we have a timeout on the field. 4:08 remaining first half. Back to Raider Stadium in just a moment. Randy Willie along with Woody Kane and Steve Gant over here, keeping all the stats. What are your assessments so far?
Well, it started off, the difference is mistakes and penalties, and it's been that way for both teams, but Kannapolis has been able to keep enough big plays going. You think of the play where they were 3rd and 16. You think of the big pass play here when it looked like South Rowan was about to bottle them up that got them down for another score. The interception. So it's been a game of big plays and mental mistakes so far. Kannapolis has made the most big plays and the fewest mental mistakes.
And speaking of mistakes, here we go with another flag. It was 3rd and 4. You saw a great view of the setting here for a ball game. Just a gorgeous place to do a game from. We're in the nosebleed section up here. I want to
but boy, we can see everything. That's great. 5 yards back, and the Raiders called the timeout because they really wanted to get a good 3rd and 4 play to pick up that first down. Now that's gone out the window. They've got to drop back and come up with a new plan B here.
I'll tell you what, where they've sealed that in a couple of times tonight, it's worked for big yardage. It is 3rd and 9. Kirkman is the wideout on the top of your screen here as Cook with a straight drop. Pops it out on the backfield, and Gertie will be hemmed in at about the 26-yard line.
And this is exactly what the Raiders didn't need to happen. They're going to leave Kannapolis with almost 4 minutes to go here to try and put more points on the board. And good field position.
Well, Joe Finney is in to kick it away, and Joe probably wants a little bit more foot into this one.
Now, Blair Harden is back deep, Randy, and he ran one back 63 yards for a score a week ago.
Kannapolis showing about 7 guys on the line of scrimmage. Let's see if they go or set it up for the return. They're going to peel back. Finney, high kick, not particularly deep, and it goes out of bounds. And Kannapolis will get great field position with a lot of time remaining. 3:22 to go in the first half. They'll operate at their own 48, 49-yard line.
And plenty of time, yeah, that's the key. The Raiders, if nothing else, wanted to use up a lot of clock.
Well, we'll see what happens. Let's see if Air Harden goes to that 2-minute drill.
You got Kraft down at the bottom of your picture, and up top is Blair Harden.
And now Chambers moves over on the right side. Work it from the eye. It'll be stand back right up the middle. And got to the Raider 45-yard line. Check it, not stand back. Caldwell, one of the, as I said, 18 running backs that these teams are employing tonight. And it is hard to keep up. And I tell you what, they spread the wealth around on both sides.
Each team has used about 4 or 5 different ball carriers, it seems like. The Wonders maybe 3 or 4, but the Raiders have used 5.
That'll get them 6 here on first down. Now it's stand back with the ball, and he's got the first down. A flag is down, and so is stand back.
And the flag is down in the backfield, so this one will, in all likelihood, come back. It is against the Wonders, the preliminary indication.
Somebody moved a little too quick there.
It was after Stanback had already gotten by, maybe a late hit or...
Well, we'll wait the call from the referee, as it's going to be a major one.
Yeah. Might even be an unsportsmanlike, because Stanback was already to or past the line of scrimmage by the time the flag started flying.
Looks like they're going to, from the point of infraction there, so that will be 5. That will be 10. It's going to be a 15-yarder, folks.
Looks like maybe a clip. There was a little bit of extracurricular stuff going on back there after Stanback got by. Somebody maybe hit somebody in the back after the play was already out of reach.
Well, they wind the clock. It shows 2:40 remaining in the first half. Now it's second and a bunch, all the way back to the Kannapolis 36-yard line. They go to the tailback. Stanback slide steps and carries a guy for about 4 yards on his ankle, and that'll get him out to about the original line of scrimmage.
Well, it looked like Jonathan Hall got there first and had a hold of Stanback's ankle, and then finally coming up to help finish it off was Brad Lanning. But I'm telling you what now, Stanback is getting his moment to shine after playing behind Nick Maddox, and he is showing that he can get the job done. He's got some impressive moves. The line has given him some good room to work, and you remember last year he was getting some carries and getting some playing time, and then he got hurt.
And it's hard to believe he's a senior. Here's a play fake on 3rd and long, going deep. Cramped open, incomplete.
Just off his fingertips, Randy, but again that time, downfield was L.J. Ratcliffe, number 9. It looked like he turned his head, and then he stopped that time. And the ball kept on going. The ball's not going to wait for you.
No.
See, he turned his head back before we saw him in the picture there and just got himself messed up and out of sync, and the ball sailed past him.
South is going to get the ball back here. It's 4th down, and the Wonders going to be forced to punt again. Keith Garrett standing back at about the 10-yard line, and there you see Garrett. Before that, Michael Anthony.
And keep in mind, Anthony shanked one earlier.
Gets plenty of time and gets off a high kick this time. Angles it to the sidelines. Where it went out, we'll have to wait for the call. And the Raiders will have it at the 27, 28-yard line in that vicinity.
Well, you almost never see high school teams, at least in the games that we've done, Randy, almost nobody punts it deep downfield to the receiver anymore. They almost always try and punt it out of bounds.
Well, you certainly could understand that last year when number 20 back there licking his chops.
Yeah, nobody wanted to kick to him.
I mean, if the Dallas Cowboys came to town, they wouldn't kick to him, I don't believe.
Well, Maddox is doing very well at Florida State. I think he's up to number 2 on the depth chart there with a senior ahead of him.
Fake the pitch. Cook forced out of the pocket. Got 3 Wonders on him.
Oh!
Field, and is it a catch?
Yes.
Made at the 40-yard line by number 87, Daniel Pinion, the tight end, who came all the way across the field. And
now watch Cook just buy himself some time and buy himself some time. He's being pursued by 3 or 4 players, but he keeps rolling, keeps looking, keeps his head about him, takes the hit, takes one for the team, but fires it downfield, and Pinion doing a good job to come back and help his quarterback out. That was excellent execution there.
Tell you what, some hungry wolves chasing Cook that time as we're down to 70 seconds left here in the first half. It's 2nd and 1. They'll toss it this time. Ball on the ground, and the Raiders do recover, but a loss, a costly mistake there, back to the 31-yard line. And South going to be forced to call a timeout. They do with 50 seconds remaining in the first half. It is 21-10. Kannapolis on top right now, and the Raiders with a big 3rd down coming up.
That's really the first time we've seen South Rowan put the ball on the ground. They've done an excellent job of hanging on to it up to this point, and it was kind of hard to tell if the pitch was away from him or if he just didn't reel it in properly, or maybe Childress was looking to run upfield before he had it. But
well, that's a fumble that didn't, it hurt you, but you didn't lose possession. But nonetheless, as Coach Vanaway stated, it's a fumble.
Yeah, well, instead of 3rd and 1, now you're faced with a 3rd and 9.
Of course, Oklahoma used to put it on the ground a lot when they run that wishbone back in the very Switzer days years ago, but usually they were up 65-0 by then, and they had their 5th string in, but they threw it around a lot. And it's a high
and that was back in the days when you could have a 5th string.
Yeah, I guess
the NCAA's kind of cracked down on that stuff.
They had better players you know, on the fourth string than some colleges had starting. But I guess you could say a high-risk offense. It is, the wishbone.
I keep thinking, Randy, the Raiders are going to try to get Jesse Kirkman down the sidelines again, like the play we saw earlier that was called back for a penalty.
Let's see what Coach Van Hoy's instructed Cook to do. Now they'll go with the run. Here comes Garrett around the left side, getting a good block at the line of scrimmage, and then busted up and may have
He's close.
the first down.
It'll depend on the spot.
Just across the 40.
Well, I think he's going to be short by about a foot or maybe less. Clock's still ticking. Are they going to go?
Well, it looks to me like they're close enough.
They are.
Yep, they're about a half. There you see it. There's
They're going.
That's the
22, 21 seconds to go here. They're going to go. See if Cook keeps it. Oh my goodness. Kirkpatrick. No, check it. As Des Williams gets into the backfield and slams that down, the Wonders are going to take a timeout with 11 ticks to go and try and put more points on the board. Boy, that's the risk you run if you don't get it. I was kind of thinking Cook might keep it, but man, what excellent moves by Des Williams. He just discarded his blocker and got into the backfield and shut that play down.
Now the Wonders offense back onto the field, and they've got time for one, maybe two shots at the end zone here, or maybe just a little quick out down to about the 15. You're not quite in field goal range, although Rush Rollins
I don't know what kind of range he has.
Well, I know he'd kick a soccer ball a country mile, so got a pretty strong leg. And
now, was there another timeout called?
anyway, still the same timeout here. Came out and said, well, we're ready to go. It's not that thing where Dean Smith used to call timeout and said, no, go back out there. You know, that's...
Well, Coach Harden called Justin over and was giving him some more instructions there, and Justin and Blair and the receivers are all over there talking together about which way they want to go.
And warming up the bullpen or the bands.
Yeah, and we have some excellent activity at halftime for you.
From the 39-yard line, they'll go to the gun this time. Harden floods the field with 4 receivers this time. Plenty of time. Now he'll dump it out and just throw it away. There's nobody over there.
And there's the flag, indeed. And Coach Harden is really upset. I think Justin was just trying to get rid of it, but you got to get rid of it near somebody if that's what you're going to do. He's got 5 seconds left.
I don't think...
He had excellent time, though. I mean, his line gave him a week to get that ball off. Good coverage by the South Rowan secondary.
Well, we'll take one more deep shot here, and that'll be the half. I don't think Sean Davis, the offensive tackle, was eligible to catch that one, or Patrick, or some of those guys out there, although they'd like to. You know how those linemen are.
Yeah. Well, Justin had the right idea. He realized his receivers were covered, and he wanted to give himself another play, but he didn't put it near enough to anybody to keep from getting the flag.
So they lose the down, and they'll cost them 5 yards at the 43-yard line. Harden, plenty of time now, will air it deep. Far sidelines, the battle is on and incomplete. Trying to hit Blair Harden. Michael Hamilton on the coverage, and that will do it here, the first half at Raiderland. 21-10 our halftime score. The A.L. Brown Wonders of Kannapolis leading South Rowan. Back we are, fine halftime performances by both bands, and there you see our halftime score, 21-10. Kannapolis leading South as the team's about set for the second half of action. Let's go over some numbers from the first half, Woody.
Well, the Raiders really did a good job. They outrushed the Wonders, and they outgained them overall. 5 first downs to 4, pretty comfortable. 3 out of 4 passing for Tim Cook. The key is the one interception. You take that away where he tried to force it through the defender, and then Blair Harden ended up picking it off and taking it into the end zone, and we've got a 14-10 game. Only 4 penalties for 30 yards for South Rowan, but it seemed like, Randy, all of those came at critical moments. The Wonders, though, 6 penalties for 47 yards, and I imagine a few people got the riot act read to them in the locker room over that. But this has really been a closer game than the score might indicate. indicate right now. And the Raiders have made their mistakes at the worst possible times. You go back to there at the end of the first half, or toward the end of the first half, Tim Cook stays alive, completes a big pass to the tight end downfield. They got 3rd and 1. Looks like they've got things going their way. Then they get a penalty. They have to punt. The Wonders take it in and score. The Wonders on their first touchdown drive, they were bottled up 3rd and 16. The Raiders got a penalty, let them off. They came down and scored. So there have been some very inopportune mistakes, mental mistakes made by South Rowan in this game. The Wonders, meanwhile, have made big plays when they had to have the big plays. They haven't really been able to sustain much consistently, but they've come through when they had to, and they've consequently gotten an 11-point lead, and they'll get the ball first here.
And it will be a key series for both teams. It kind of sets the tone for the second half as the Raiders moving right to left here in the third period.
And the Wonders are moving up. Their receivers are standing at about the 15-yard line. They don't believe they can kick it over their heads.
Well, we'll see. It's going to be a kind of a pooch kick at about the 30-yard line. One of the up guys, Justin Chambers, takes a hit. Keeps on a ticking there, I believe. It was Randy Rigsby on the coverage for South Rowan.
And that was a collision. You can hear that all over the place.
Well, Kannapolis will set up shop at their own 34-yard line. Decent field position to start the second half. Justin Harden, one of the 7 seniors starting on that offensive unit for Coach Harden. From the eye, the toss to stand back, and he jukes to the outside, gets a good block on the corner, and spins out across the board. Ball is loose. South has recovered, and they're gonna score.
Oh my goodness, what a turn!
The ball just bounced loose on the fumble, and South's defense just scooped it up and went the other way.
I didn't catch the player's number, but they got a hold of Stanback's arm. Let's see if we can pick it up here.
I think it was Childers.
Childers got the ball, but I don't know that he tore it loose. No, he didn't. Right, I couldn't pick up the number, but just in the right place at the right time was Childers to take it all the way and score. We've got a new ball game. I think it was one of the defensive backs out there on the outside who got a hold of Stanback's arm, and it just popped in the air right in Childers' arms.
Well, it took the Raiders' defense 15 seconds to score. Now the extra point tacked on, and it's good. Got a game again, folks. 21-17, back with the Raider kickoff in just a minute. We returned, a little excitement here at the start of the first 15 seconds of the second half. What are you talking about? The Wonder defense scoring, now the Raider defense scoring, and now we've got a tight ball game.
And now the difference in the game, Randy, is the defensive stand the Wonders put on early in the game after South Rowan got the big run from Gertie to get down close. That's the difference. They had to settle for a field goal instead of a touchdown.
Let's see if they pooch kick this one to Chambers again. Now they're going to kick it fairly deep. At about the 16-yard line is where Kannapolis will receive the ball. Good move to the outside, and here come the Wonders. Stand back out across the 45, 46-yard line. Jay Phillips got him by the ankles.
And take a look at it again here on the fumble. Let's see if we can pick up who jarred it loose on the high side right there.
Oh, just hard to see. Looked like a 7. 10? Well, take your pick.
Steve says Ricky Childers. I thought there was an 8 in there, so we're all guessing different numbers, but give credit to the South Rowan defense for not giving up on that play. Excellent field position here for the Wonders, though. They say it was 10, so let's give credit to Ricky Childers.
At the Kannapolis 47-yard line from the eye. Great block on the corner, and spinning is not Garrett, excuse me, but Caldwell down inside Raider territory to the 44-yard line.
And the Wonders, Randy, have been running right virtually all night long. They've gone to the left in the middle a little bit, but primarily they've wanted to focus on that right side of the line behind Matt Crosby and Sean Davis.
Pickup of 8 on the play. Kraft along with Harden are the wideouts from the straight I formation this time. Tailback, stand back. Got the first down, got some more. He's into the secondary, down to the Raider 28-yard line. I think there's a white flag.
Yeah, there was some slapping and punching going on between, looked like Blair Harden downfield and L.J. Ratcliffe. Now take a look at here. Nice blocking, nice working upfield, and Stanback was patient with that play. He followed his lineman and didn't try to do it all himself that time. That was the key to that play.
And he used one of the officials as a...
Let's see, here's the call. Unsportsmanlike against A.L. Brown, and I'm going to be offsetting. That was L.J. Ratcliffe and Blair Harden. They were kind of giving each other the old head slap about 10 yards beyond the play there, and it kept on, and finally the official said, all right, that's enough. Here come the flags.
You got
everybody out of the pool.
Got two seniors going at it out there.
Who should know better.
Well,
these kids today.
So Stanback trying to make up for that fumble with some good yardage on the last run.
Stanback has some impressive moves.
He kind of slithers, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And it will be Caldwell looking, cutting to the outside, and he'll get about 6 to the 22-yard line. Eric Caldwell, he's only a junior, 6 foot, 185 pounds. He's looked impressive tonight.
Look at what he's looking at. Now you see the holes he has to try to pick through with black shirts flying all around him. Looked like maybe 81 Randy Rigsby on the tackle, and I'm not convinced that he wasn't the guy that jarred that fumble loose. Maybe it was Childers, but at any rate, whoever it was knows.
Exactly. 2nd down and 4 from the 22-yard line. Back to Stanback. They seal the left side. He cuts to the outside. He'll have the first down inside the 20.
Well, you knew that was going to happen. Ever since I said they've been attacking the right side, they go left for like 3 straight plays.
Now when the quarter changes.
Yeah, maybe they'll do it the other way. Another first down for the Wonders.
9 minutes and 50 seconds remaining. 3rd period just underway here in the 2nd half.
Well, it's crucial for the Raiders to try and hold the Wonders off the scoreboard. Right now, South Rowan had the momentum their way. They don't want to give it right back.
Tailback with the call. Stanback. Finally, the whistle goes down as Stanback is on the ground. Making the tackle was Bryant Casey, number 72 for the Raiders.
All 300 pounds of him.
Man.
There was some good penetration in the backfield that time. Yeah, you got to look at it there. He is a load by the Raiders, and that turned the play inside, forced Stanback to go inside, and that really shut the play down.
Still picked up a couple down to the 16-yard line, 2nd and 8. Fullback, Lipscomb, lowered the shoulder and the head, and then you saw him almost stood straight up and still got 3 yards. Jay Phillips, the main participant there in the defensive scheme.
Take a look at it again. Watch number 30. Watch this collision right here. Kapow! Childers was in there too. And then a one for good measure at the end.
Well, my ribs hurt already looking at that.
Man.
Key play here in this series. 3rd and 5 coming up for Kannapolis. Lipscomb and Stanback behind Harden.
The Raider players trying to get the crowd into it.
It'll be Stanback. Good blocking at the line of scrimmage. He's heading to the corner. He's into the end zone. And no flags are down, so touchdown Kannapolis.
And I think you got to give some pretty good credit to Matt Crosby on that one, number 64. There was some penetration again into the Kannapolis backfield. And I think Crosby sprung Stanback that time. Let's take a look. Watch 64. And we'll get the extra point first.
Out of the hold of Blair Harden. The extra point up. And it's good.
No good.
No good. They say it waved off a little bit to the right, so the score will stand at 27-17 with 8:23 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Well, the Wonders answer in about 2 minutes. The Raiders score to start the 2nd half, and it's back to a 10-point margin for A.L. Brown. Here's Michael Anthony set to kick it back deep to the Raiders. End over end. And about two guys banged together, and it's still loose. It's still loose. And I believe the Wonders have recovered. They
do.
have indeed at the 15-yard line. That's a mental mistake right there on South.
It sure was, because you had Garrett back there ready to receive it. The man in front of him kept backpedaling, and they always teach you, if you've got to back up to get it, let the guy who's moving forward and has a better angle get it. He's your return man anyway. Take a look at it again. Let's see if we can pick up the number of who's backing up here. Right there. See, you got to let your, ooh, and what a crunch. I think the guy who was involved was Jay Phillips, number 30. He was backpedaling, and he and Garrett got tangled up, and the ball popped loose.
Kannapolis with a golden opportunity, and now Justin Harden stands up and calls a timeout, as I think maybe the huddle clock was about to expire on him. 8:18 remaining here in the third period. Timeout on the field, and we will step away. Wonders break the huddle. They'll have it first down and 10 at the 15-yard line. This is Standback weaving his way for about 3 yards. Can the Raiders overcome a big mental error here? Or can the Wonders stick another one on the board and get a little bit more breathing room? They have a 10-point cushion right now. But we have a long way to go in this game.
And again, Randy, we keep going back to the mental mistakes. The Raiders have made too many of them in this game. That was another one there.
At the 12-yard line on second down and 7. There you see maybe the linebackers are seeing. Here's Harden, keeps it. He's inside the 10, the 5, heading to the goal line. Touchdown, Kannapolis. That's the running that we saw last week, or some of the folks saw last week with Justin Harden. He rushed for like 86 yards, I believe, in the game against Statesville. So it gives you an added dimension, Woody.
And look at the speed. We talked about it in the open, Randy. He worked hard in the weight room in the offseason, not just to get stronger, but to get faster. And you saw him out running guys there to get into the end zone.
So Kannapolis bumps it up to 33-17, and now they'll go for the 1-point extra point. It's up.
Hit the upright.
And it's off again. So the only thing they've done wrong here in the second half is missed the extra points. Timeout on the field. 7:36 remaining third quarter. Kannapolis by 16. As we return, it was 21-10 at halftime. We played not quite 5 minutes here in the second half, and the Raider offense has yet to run a play.
Yeah, that's right.
But yet we've had 3 touchdowns put on the board. This one's going deep.
What a kick.
And this one's angling down at about the 2-yard line. Here comes Garrett. He's hemmed in and crunched at the 15-yard line. Well, the coverage was there for the green and white. Man.
There's a flag down, too. Let's see what this is all about.
D'Angelo Collins was down there, to say the least. He's number 83. Watch it.
Oh, my goodness. That hurts. Let's see. Unsportsmanlike against Kannapolis.
So that's a dead ball foul. They'll tack it on.
So instead of having them bottled up at the 15, they're going to be out near the 30?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And a little bit better operating room for the Raider offense, which will run their first play from scrimmage here in the second half as the junior Tim Cook, who looked good in the first half, back onto the field. 6'2", good height to see over those big guys most of the time.
You know what really has turned things here, Randy, is after Standback had the fumble, he had that big kick return and got the Wonders excellent field position. They've been on this side of the field ever since.
They split the bone and will toss it. Garrett reverses his field, cuts it to the middle, and gets about 3. Now, he ran a long way to earn those 3 yards.
Yeah, but it's better than losing about 5 or more, which he was about to do. And it looks like coming up limping is Chambers.
Yeah, I think he's going to stay in, though.
Looked like he was signaling to the bench for some help, but number 9 for the Wonders, Justin Chambers, is limping around out there now.
Second down and 6 for South at their own 34-yard line. And it'll be the halfback around the left side. Nice slice off the left side up near the 40, and I believe he's got the first down. Goes Gertie, who looked impressive early in this game. They just haven't gone to him much here in the second half.
Good deception here. All the Wonders went for the fake up the middle, and then Gertie comes around the left side and picks up the first down.
The bass singer there for Kannapolis from the defensive tackle position, one of the first guys there. So the Raiders move the sticks.
Really important for him to get some points out of this drive, Randy.
First down and 10, out of the bone again with one wide to the top. And nothing there.
Now that one, it looked like Cook had to stand there a long time with the ball waiting for a back to get to it. Childers on the carry that time, but seemed like it was a long time before anybody got up there to take the ball from Cook. Now it's all relative, a long time, meaning an extra second or two, but that's all you need.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
Second down and 10 at the 40. Cook looks to pass, rolls out, sidelines, incomplete. Overshot his intended receiver, Jesse Kirkman.
Even though that wasn't completed, you got to give a lot of credit to Keith Garrett. Now he's in there 5'6", 145 pounds, and a big old lineman broke through there for the Wonders. Didn't catch which one it was, but Garrett laid the lumber to him and gave Cook time to get that ball off.
Now the Raiders are faced with third and long, and Wiggins, who ignited a Raiders scoring drive back in the first half, is checked into the backfield. Perhaps for maybe going out in the pass pattern. Let's see what they do here. They move Pinion over on the right side. And it's going to be third and 15, I believe. We knew which way they were going, though. Brian Billings, you can't mistake Brian. When he moves, you react.
Big number 74 with a little bit of motion there. And yeah, at 325 pounds, you're not going to miss him moving.
He was moving to the right, perhaps. They were going big side of the field. Let's see. Third and 15 now for South at the 35-yard line. Clock shows 5:45 left in the third quarter. So we got 50 points already in this game.
That's amazing.
Cook, straight drop, pressure coming, a little screen pass out on the left, and the Wonders diagnose it defensively and stop it. Good play that time.
Pretty good open field tackle down there. Looked like involved was Prince McCoy.
Yeah. He's one of the linebackers. He and Josh Lee over there.
And D'Angelo Collins was involved too. Set up the screen. Now watch coming in right here. I think getting there first was Collins.
Yep. That will force Finney and the punt team on for South Rowan.
And again, Randy, looked like they had something going. A penalty pushes them back.
Oh, what a kick. Driving Blair Hart back to the 15-yard line, looking for that wall to set up. And he fell down as he tried to cut back at about where he took the ball in. Maybe he gained a yard on it.
He just
kicked that time by Finney.
Yeah, he just couldn't find a seam to turn that one upfield.
Tell you what, Joe may have outkicked his coverage there for a minute.
Yeah, that one never did really get in the air and turn over. It was almost like a tight spiral pass.
So the Wonders leading by 16, back onto the field. We'll have it first out of 10 at their own 16-yard line. Harden will send two wide receivers out.
Got Atari Jordan into the game now at the bottom of the picture.
And they go to the run. Tailback, stand back, out across the 20-21-yard line.
He ran into the official. He put his helmet right in the official's belly that time.
Tell you what, when the officials started having to wear flak jackets.
Yeah, but the guy didn't go down. Standback's a load, and he ran into him, and the official just stood right there.
That's what you call using the official as a pick.
Yeah, there he is.
Well, he's a pretty good-sized young man.
I guarantee you now. Standback said, I thought that was a lineman.
Toss this time. They'll go left side. And maybe a couple of yards out near the 20.
I think that was Caldwell. There he is in the bottom of all that. That was funny. I'm stand back. Bounces off the official.
Stand back goes over the sideline and says, give that guy a number. Wonders at the 24-yard line have 3rd and 3 coming up. They got Kraft along with Harden as the wideouts. Kraft to the left, Harden to the top of your screen. And Justin pops it over the middle. He's got Justin Chambers, the tight end, open in the secondary. He eludes one man, he eludes another one. Stumbles momentarily. Can he regain his balance? Yes, he can. He'll take it all the way. Touchdown.
And then his own man tackles him in the end zone.
Finally caught up to him.
Excellent play call by the Wonder coaches there, Randy. And Chambers, you know, we said he was limping a little bit earlier, and Blair jumped on him in the end zone and may have made it worse.
I tell you, your own player injured you.
Now take a look at it here. There's Chambers. Now he's on the right side. He's just going to drift out there, then come back across the middle. Harden makes the throw under pressure, and right here is the last chance to get him. And the good thing about this play is Chambers keeps his feet when he almost fell down.
Tell you what, there you see another angle, and there you see Blair Harden behind him.
And he said, well, if nobody else can tackle him, I'll just jump on him.
The kick is low. It sails to the left of the crossbar. So that is what, 1, 2, 3, 4? They missed.
Well, they missed 3 tonight, and they missed 3 last week. So the Wonders are struggling with the extra point attempts.
But they have 39 points on the board with 3:57 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Really, along with Woody Kane back here at Raiders Stadium, and it's been all offense here tonight. 21-10 at halftime. And the Kannapolis would have equaled that had they hit their extra points here. We still got a long way to go in the 3rd quarter. Down to the 8-yard line. Here's Garrett with a little seam, and he busts out past it. One man to beat, and a nice open field tackle.
Blair Harden.
By Blair Harden.
Saved it, but a nice run. Garrett has been pretty impressive with his kick returns tonight, Randy.
Well, he just went right up the river, didn't he?
Yeah, but you always want to keep one guy back there as a safety valve, and here's why: because Garrett got by everybody but Blair Harden, and that's a nice open field tackle. Take a look at it again from another angle, and he just breaks right through. Good wall by the Raider protection there to get him through, and now the Raiders are across midfield.
You don't give a one chance if you're the back guy to make it happen. And Harden did make the tackle in midfield. Back to the bone, and they try the left side. Halfback for about 3 yards that time goes Gertie. Josh Lee, one of the Wonder linebackers on the tackle. I'm going to give his progress to the 47 of Kannapolis. Pick up 3.
You know, we keep harping on it, Randy, but the Raiders seem to execute fairly well. They've got some good size, they've got some good skill players, but boy, they've spent a lot of time in the first 2.5 games shooting themselves in the foot.
Here's Cook, rolls. Now he's going deep. He's looking. Good battle. No flag inside the 15-yard line. Looking for Jesse Kirkman down there. Jesse, if the ball's around it, it's like
there is a flag down at the line of scrimmage, Randy, but I thought there was contact before the ball got there downfield. Let's see what the official's going to call here. Ineligible lineman downfield against the Raiders. It's coming back even further.
I don't think Cook may have been past the line of scrimmage when he let that ball go.
I don't know. That
possibility.
I think that's a different signal, but
yeah.
At any rate, somebody was where they weren't supposed to be.
And
but I sure thought there was a little contact downfield before the ball got there.
Well, it'll be the loss of down. Now they're going to decline it.
Yeah.
Kannapolis will decline and take the down. It'll be 3rd and 7 coming up. Okay. Raiders out of the huddle quickly. Single setback this time. They got 4 wide outs for Cook to maneuver about, try to hit somebody. Looking, slant, incomplete, overthrew everybody. He had 2 over there on the right side.
Yeah, that's
trying to hit Wiggins, I think, was the closest guy to the ball.
Where he put that, though, I think somebody zigged when Cook thought they were going to zag.
Well, it'll bring on Joe Finney, and the Raiders with a chance to punt the Wonders deep here with 3:06 left in the third quarter.
And generally, you mentioned the two receivers in the same area. Generally, you don't ever want to see that. You want to have some spacing between them, and you got to think somebody didn't go to the spot they were supposed to go to downfield.
Blair Harden inside the 10-yard line, awaiting the Raider punt. Finney line drives it. Harden will field it at the 9. Looking to the outside, nowhere to go, and good coverage by South Rowan at about the 15, 16-yard line. Looked like Ricky Childers down there, number 10, among others.
Let's take a look at it again here. Low line drive kick gives Harden time to judge what he's going to do before the coverage can get down there, but the Raiders did a good job of getting there in a hurry, and as you mentioned, nice work by Childers.
6 yards on the return.
I wonder if he and Daryl Childers are related. We didn't get that in our stat pack.
I was wondering where you're going with that. Caldwell is checked in at tailback. He'll get the pitch. And he'll get a good block, but tracking down from behind. Good defensive play by South Rowan, and that looks like the other Childers.
Yeah, Daryl Childers, and he looks like he may have come up with a little cramp there.
He's up, he's okay, looks like. Gain of a couple on the play out to the 18-yard line.
Yeah, but see, the interesting thing is all these Raiders in the black, you know, and way back there in the back of them is Childers, the other Childers, Ricky Childers we were talking about. He's got red shoes on out there, so he kind of sticks out.
Good hold for Standback, and he'll scoot out across the 25 to the 26-yard line.
See those red shoes? All the other Raiders got black and white on, and he's got those red shoes on. Boy,
now he's got a touchdown tonight, so it must be something to it.
He must have told his girlfriend, I'll be the one with the red shoes. There he is. Check him out. And all the other Raiders are wearing black.
Well,
that's a fashion statement.
He missed they had 3-day sale.
Yeah,
and all the black shoes got bought up.
He said, "I gotta be me, coach."
Fashion statement here. Left side and out to the 30-yard line goes Jason Brown. He's run the ball twice tonight, and Jay Phillips making the tackle for South Rowan. Down to about 90 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Kannapolis with a 39-17 advantage. They led it 21-10 at halftime. It tightened up a little bit there in the first 15 seconds of the third quarter. 21-17, and
at that point it really looked like South Rowan had all the momentum.
Caldwell out to the 35, 36-yard line. So Kannapolis content to get a little working margin on the ground and get a little bit better field position perhaps.
Well, and number two, they want to keep that clock moving.
Coach Harden will tell you, well, we got all the points we need. Inside a minute to go.
We'll see South Rowan next against whom? I believe Mooresville in 2 weeks, isn't it? A couple weeks?
Maybe it's Northwest. I don't know. I haven't perused the schedule that far in advance.
1 week at a time, right?
Yeah. I just go where they tell me to go. Sneaking it out for perhaps the first down is Harden. And I believe they'll have enough. Well, they're going to be. We got to get our
obligatory measurement.
No, they're even going to bring them on.
No, they got it.
Hey, these guys are.
Well, it looked like the chain gang was pouting over there. They wanted to come out on the field.
They have to have an official Metro 11 visit. I got to get some airtime here. We'll have one of those close measurements before it's over with. We still got a quarter to go here. Final 25 seconds of the third period. Winding down. And Standback picks it up and is almost lost his head there at the 39-yard line. He literally outran the ball. Flag down upfield, however.
It looked like there was very nearly a face mask on Standback, but the flag came out before that. The flag is in the middle of the field. Now watch at the end, see if we got a face mask here after he picks it back up.
Boy, what a nice bounce.
Yeah, that clearly was a face mask, but that was not the call because the flag was already down by that point, and it's in the defensive backfield.
Standback literally
He outran the ball.
Yeah, he did.
He forgot to take it with him.
He saw that. He had some room on that side too. Well, they're discussing the options here. And it looks like it's going to go back against the Wonders. And they'll move it all the way back to the Kannapolis 24-yard line.
Now, that could easily have been offsetting penalties there. And I think the Wonder coaching staff is over there going, hey, how about a face mask?
Well, they also moved it up to the 29 now, so they went. Actually, I think the Wonder coaches said, you moved it back too far. So they gave them 5 more yards. We'll get it straightened out. I don't think they're going to get a playoff, though, as all zeros up on the scoreboard. That's the end of the third period here at the Raiders Stadium. 39-17, A.L. Brown on top of South Rowan. Back in just a moment. Ready for the fourth period, first play at the 29-yard line. Here's Harden, keeps it. Gets a block on the corner. He's got some room. Out of bounds in front of the Wonder bench at about the South Rowan 46-yard line. Boy, I can tell the difference between last year and this year. You talk about that quickness.
Yeah, he really can motor it now. And before, I mean, he was always a solid runner, but you can clearly see the speed difference, and he looks bigger too.
It's showing him at 6'175", and they got his brother listed on the charts at 6'175". Of course, they are twins, so of course.
Weren't they supposed to
change
yeah,
ends?
Yeah,
I thought that was kind of strange.
They never did that. Now, I mean, isn't that pretty much standard at the end of quarters? Or maybe they made him run one more play, Randy, because no time went off the clock. Oh, I see. I know what it is. The penalty meant they had to run the play. They shouldn't have started the clock back until the snap came, so they had to run the one more play. Now we're at the quarter break.
Thank you.
All right. I think I got it.
We'll be back in a minute. Welcome back to Raiders Stadium. Do not adjust your set. We are under control here.
Oh, boy.
So we're going in the right direction.
Here we go.
First and 10. Harden going deep on the fade. Incomplete. Overthrew Blair Harden down there at about the 25-yard line.
And Justin is acting like Blair didn't run the right pattern, or he didn't get the right call or something. He's upset. I think he believes that Blair didn't run the right pattern. And they're over there talking about it now.
See a little bit of that Harden fire come out as reminiscent of their father sometimes. Controlled anger.
Intensity.
Yeah. They sent Kraft out wide to the top of your screen this time. And we'll go to Caldwell looking. Gets around one man. He's got the corner turn. He's down the sidelines and cuts on the speed, but runs out of real estate. Where he went out of bounds, they're going to say around the 34-yard line. So
pretty good speed by Caldwell there.
That'll be enough for a first down.
Take a look at it again. He'll get some pursuit right here and just outruns it and turns the corner, Randy. They really had him where they wanted him to make him force further to the outside until help could get there, but he just outran the help.
So Kannapolis with a first and 10 at the South 34-yard line.
That was Jay Phillips who got into the backfield and just watched Caldwell run around him.
From the I formation, it'll be Standback picking his way. Tell you what, didn't have anything, but got about 5 yards. And a flag is down.
That was at the tail end of the play, so maybe he'll give us the signal this time.
And here it comes. The referee says, face mask against the Raiders.
Well, and Coach Van Hoy is just seeing the thing deteriorate on him here a little bit. He's already down 39-17. The Wonders are driving, and another costly mistake is going to put the Wonders right in prime scoring position.
Yeah, that is a dead ball foul, so they will tack the penalty on from the point of infraction there, and it'll move it to the 14-yard line. So Kannapolis in the red zone here. Just underway in the final chapter.
Even though it looks like everything has gone Kannapolis' way tonight, I mean, you got the struggles with the extra point thing to worry about. You've got a couple of guys that run wrong routes tonight. You've got standbacks cough the ball up a couple of times.
And around the left side goes Caldwell for about 5 inside the 10-yard line. Childers got him, and he may be shaken up. A little slow to get up.
Let's see. Take a look at it again. See if we can pick up what happened at the end of the play.
He just twisted an ankle. Could be the cramps coming in. It's about that time.
Yeah.
Of course, it's been a perfect week as far as weather is concerned.
Yeah, but talking about before, the Kannapolis players will be, yeah, great, we won, yay, and then the coaches will say, yeah, but. And then they'll get on them about those things.
Second down, to give to Standback. He bumps into his own offensive lineman, looks like, and still got about 5. It's going to be near another first down.
I think he collided with Jason Brown in the backfield. Brown was up there looking for somebody to block, and there were linemen all in front of him. He couldn't find anybody to hit.
Kind of got a pinball effect there. He just bounced off, bounced into the hole. As you take a look at the Wonders sidelines.
One thing you do have to really give some good credit to tonight, Randy, is this Kannapolis offensive line. They have come in here, given up a lot of size, and have done a pretty good job all night long.
Right now they've got a 3rd and short, and they'll have the first down. They've got the touchdown off the left side.
Justin just keeps it straight up the middle.
We saw a hole. That could have been an audible right there.
Now, we saw him do that a lot last year and make some big plays off of it.
So the Wonders now put 45 points on the board. And now we'll try to tack on the extra point here. It'll be Rush Rollins. And Blair Harden actually is going to throw the option to Duran Lipscomb.
Talk about a busted play now.
And it worked for the 2-point conversion. 47-17, still 10 minutes and 11 seconds to go here in the ball game.
Now, I don't know if this was improvised or not, or if he just decided to do this once he dropped it.
Yeah, it was a little low. And can you believe that? Well, that's what happens when your brother's the quarterback. He kind of knows what to do with it. Man, oh man. Well, that'll make up for maybe one of those missed extra points, I guess.
Yeah, I'm starting to think that was called, because otherwise you wouldn't have had Lipscomb out there looking for the ball like that. But the way the snap was, it sure looked like it was just improvised. Well, the Raiders now down 30 points, and the game is really just snowballed on them. Think back, first play coming out of the locker room, they're down 11. They get the fumble, take it in, and suddenly we've got a new ball game. Ever since then, it's been all Kannapolis.
And the Wonder, Michael Anthony, his leg will have to be iced down tonight. He has done a lot of kicking off. I tell you, he is, it's about 15 times, it seems like. And he's done a good job. This one down at about the 10-yard line. Garrett almost got decapitated there as he gets out near the 25-yard line.
I'm sure the special teams coaches told the Raiders that time, look, just let the deep guy have it.
Okay. I just don't need to say any more. There you see the south sidelines as Tim Cutt with the play from the Raider bench. Everybody probably going to get the play in this one before it's over with on both sides tonight. One receiver, Kirkman, to the bottom of your screen. They'll toss sweep, and the blitz was on. They just opened the floodgates that time. It was Danny Hadley rushing through for Kannapolis. 2 of those guys actually untouched.
Or check it. Oh, that's my fault, Randy. That was Josh Lee coming through there.
Josh Lee.
12, not 42.
They sent the backers, And nobody there to pick them up. A loss of 6 on the play, back to the 19-yard line.
And you might be thinking at this point, well, the Raiders are going to have to throw if they're going to do anything. Right now, they're not thinking that way. They're thinking we've got a lot of things we need to work on before we get into our conference schedule, and that's what we're going to try to do here.
Almost a mix-up on the handoff. Now Cook sets up, goes deep, overthrows everybody about midfield. Speaking of next week, South will be playing Salisbury here at Raider Stadium. And I believe Kannapolis is at home against Sun Valley. So they'll start their conference slate next week. Sun Valley always
and you know, with South,
team.
they've only got 5 teams in the conference this year, but they've got, what, 2 or 3? I forget what Coach Van Hoy told us, playoff berths.
And the SBC has got 4 this year, I understand. And you probably got about 6 teams with legitimate shots out of the conference. Here comes the blitz again, forcing Cook out of the pocket. He'll have to run for his life. Now he dumps it upfield. Receiver there, complete 40-yard line is Garrett. And a Raider first down. So great decision for Tim Cook, the junior signal caller.
And he really showed us something there, Randy. The speed to get away as the pursuit comes right up the middle, flushes him out. But again, he keeps his head, keeps looking downfield, and fires a strike to his receiver. It would have been easy for him to tuck it up and run there, or to panic and throw the ball away. But you see the maturity from him. You know, last year, as we mentioned, when he was kind of thrown into the fire, you see how much he's progressed. He's really come a long way.
So the Raiders get out of the hole and get the sticks moved and back to the bone. They'll toss it this time. Here's Wiggins carrying it. Gets some speed on the corner. Stiff arms one man. Goes across midfield out to the Kannapolis 49-yard line. Chris Gibson knows what it's like to get a stiff arm, I want to tell you.
Watch this here. Good blocking downfield for the Raiders by Jesse Kirkman. But right there, he gets the stiff arm up in the head.
Caught in the ball game. Kirkman wide to the top of your screen. He wears number 80. And they'll also have a slot receiver to the top as well. Breaking the bone. And the toss to Wiggins. Looking for the corner, and it's not there.
Boy, just too many wonders in the backfield. That play was broken down from the beginning, Randy. There were 2 green shirts, or white shirts rather, in the backfield almost immediately.
Marcus Rivens, the senior strong safety, one of the first wonders on defense. He and Ryan Kraft in the secondary, returning starters in their positions from last year. Loss of 4 on the play. Play fake. Pass out of the flat, complete. And Gurdy wrestled out of bounds at the 45-yard line. And that will stop the clock with 7:31 remaining in the ball game.
Well, you're talking about the conferences now, and the SPC is looking more and more like it's going to be a wide open war. You got Concord struggling at the beginning. You've got Central Cabarrus looking like they're going to make some noise. Northwest looks like they're going to be much improved over a team that was pretty good last year. Here's Gurdy, who's been making some pretty good plays all night long, but couldn't get around the corner that time to try and pick up the first.
And I didn't pick up the flag. It was dropped all the way across field, so looks like it's preliminary against the Raiders. Here you're talking about Concord off to kind of a slow start. They looked 0-2. I was reading today where the last time they did that, they was back in 1990, and they went to the state semifinals. So
yeah, well,
don't panic just yet.
Yeah, and well, and also you've got East Rowan going to be good again. West Rowan looks like they've got a lot of firepower. There's Coach Harden, and he knows he's got a busy conference schedule coming up here. And with the SBC having 4 playoff berths, as you mentioned, well, that thing's going to be a dogfight right down to the wire. And then South Rowan in a smaller conference, even though, you know, they're going to be 0-3 after this, with only a 5-team conference, anything can happen, especially if they get 2 playoff berths out of that league.
Well, you got to figure if you win 3 games out of the 5, you're in the playoffs. Nice pass Here's Gertie in the open. Good cut back to the center of the field, trying to split the defenders. They'll have the first down and then more down to the Wonder 21-yard line. Great touch by Tim Cook, the quarterback, and a good route by Gertie.
And he got matched up on Lipscomb, and Gertie just ran by him. Lipscomb, a linebacker, matched up with a running back, and Lipscomb got turned around the wrong way and didn't realize the ball was in the air until it was too late and it was over his head.
Good move by Torrey in the open to cut it back, and the Wonders have asked for a timeout with 6:59 to go here in the fourth quarter. The whole defense will come across the far side and talk to the Wonders. We'll be right back. (47-14) with just under 7 minutes, or 17, excuse me, just under 7 minutes to go in the ball game, and somebody's getting some water.
Yeah,
it's not raining, I don't think. Well, the Raiders can't hold their heads down too much. I mean, they gave it a game.
Well, they did. They played very hard, Randy, and they executed some things very well, but the momentum just really turned against them after that big kick return by Stanback.
Cook giving to Garrett. He fights off one block and one attempted tackle, but the second wave of white shirts in that defensive secondary catches up with it.
And here's his lineman. Boy, you know, it'd be easy for him to say, man, come on, and just give up at this time, but you saw him coming up there to give him a big pat was Big Brian Billings. Tells him, I'm still fighting for you. And, you know, a big old lineman out there grinding around all night long, and you see a little guy, 145 pounds, still fighting his guts out for you, down 30 points. It's got to give you a little bit of encouragement, you know? I mean, it'd be easy for everybody to just lay down at this point.
At the 15-yard line, Cook going to the corner, wide open, touchdown, South Rowan. Jesse Kirkman with a good route as they beat D'Angelo Collins that time. And the Raiders have 6 more on the board.
And the Wonders were just sure this was going to be a run. They all came up. You see that? All along the top of your picture there. Nobody stayed back.
Well, the decision now, go for 1, go for 2. I think Cook's going to stay in there. They're getting the play call here.
Well, it's like we mentioned, you know, they've got a big conference schedule coming up. Why not work on something you may have to do? Even if you don't get it, so what?
Yeah, you're certainly, this one will be in the loss column, but like you said, you build for next week. And right now, they're undefeated in the Central Piedmont Conference. And Coach Vanaway got to be pleased. He's got 23 points up on the board. That's more than they scored the previous 2 weeks combined. They're moving all the way over on the left hash mark. I guess it works better over there.
I don't know.
Cook with the fake, rolls, tosses, Higgins juggles, but hauls it in.
So nice concentration.
2-point conversion is successful. We'll watch it again here.
You'll see 1, 2 fakes. Cook's going to roll, finds Wiggins, bobbles, and then hangs on. And he just got by. Looked like Charlie Fox maybe on the coverage.
6:15 to go in regulation. It is 47-25, Kannapolis. While we were away for the break, Woody says, why not try an onside kick? Well,
here they are.
Here it is. Now, I always love to see the different alignments they employ here.
Everybody does it a little bit differently.
It's got to go 10 yards, but they got the good hands people up front. And that looked to be number 42 for Kannapolis, Danny Hatley, covering it.
You want to try and kick that ball on the top so it goes a little bit and then bounces high in the air and it's up for grabs. That one just never bounced. It stayed down low and right into Hatley's hands.
A lot of cleaner jerseys out, it looks like, here for the final 6:14 of this game for Kannapolis on the offensive unit. And we'll pick up some of those for you. We have a new quarterback in, and that is Josh Lee, who started at linebacker on defense, and he's running the offense now. The pitch, and here we go. Around the left side, back up the middle is Ribbons, and he goes down to about 39-yard line.
Looks like one of the Raiders a little shaken up down there, number 50, Roberto Estrada. But I think he is going to come out. Looks like his hand.
Somebody may have stepped on it there. Wonders content just to run this clock out. Josh Lee, the backup to Harden at the QB slot. And once again, it's Ribbons around the right side and runs into some black shirts along the way after about 5. Josh Lee, a pretty good-sized young man himself, 6'2", 200 pounds. You got him at quarterback. He's playing linebacker. I mean, you know.
Boy, now see, he can get out there on that option, pitch the ball, and then be the lead blocker and just clean somebody out.
He's a good athlete.
You know he likes to hit people playing linebacker.
Oh, yeah. Lee hands off, and they're waiting on Caldwell. That's the first time tonight that Eric has not seen daylight. Rigsby, who has played a good game tonight for the Raiders on defense, in the backfield that time. As we tick inside 5 minutes to go in the game. 47-25. I never would have thought we'd seen that many points up tonight.
Yeah, me neither. I wasn't expecting this much firepower.
Toss. And they'll get back to about the 32-yard line. Coach Van Hoy on the sideline still exhorting that defense on. He's got some new faces in there on defense as well. So,
well, you got to keep working.
And believe me, both coaches have seen enough. They won't have to say, yeah, you did some good things, but like you said,
that's what they'll do. And they're going to get the Wonders for leaving a little bit early that time. It looked like Moody took off well before the snap and was moving toward the line of scrimmage, number 19.
Yes, Sequan went on one, and they're supposed to wait till 2. Nice.
Take a look at it again. You can't really see him here, but he was already moving toward the line of scrimmage. He got 2 or 3 steps in before the ball was ever snapped.
And they're still throwing the flag around. Somebody about hit the officials in the head. They were throwing it back to him.
The Raiders are just going to take the ball.
So they'll get the offense back onto the field with exactly 4 minutes to go in this game. Next week, I think we're at Mount Pleasanter after 11th game of the week.
Against Albemarle, boy, one of the better teams in the state.
Yes, sir. The Rocky River County or Conference encounter.
Uh-oh.
Ball is loose. South did cover.
That was just a missed exchange. Looks like coming out of there with it for South Rowan is going to be Jeremy Basinger.
Jeremy, the starting fullback tonight. South still has their skilled folks in there as Kirkman goes split to the top of your screen. Cook.
Look who it is.
Well, it was Josh Lee. He said, well, darn it, I'm going to get to the quarterback. And he got the sack.
Sure did. He just came right up the middle, virtually untouched. Look at there, on the blitz, the linebacker coming through, and nobody picked him up at all. A couple of the linemen turned their back. He had a guard pulling that time, and nobody looked up to see what was happening up the middle.
And I believe Cook just really surprised there, and lucky he didn't, he was able to retain possession of the ball. That could have very easily cut loose. 3rd down and 17 facing South at their 25-yard line. And Cook with a quick drop going to Kirkman, sideline, batted away.
Nice play by Harden.
Looked like Kirkman almost got the deflection there. Those are 2 good athletes going at one another over there. So 4th down and punt time, and big number 66 on to do the chores for South Rowan.
Well, he's got a couple of long ones tonight.
Joe Finney. 6'5", 295, and a senior. Just wonder what size helmet he wears. Lord is big.
The officials are stopping the play now.
Clock shows 2.5 minutes remaining here.
Raiders take time.
So we will step away. 47-25, Kannapolis on their way to their second victory of the year. We'll be right back. Big fan support tonight for the annual battle between Kannapolis and South Rowan, and we had a game of it there for 2+ quarters, and then Kannapolis scored 4 unanswered touchdowns. And the Raiders right now with 4th and 17 had the punt unit on, but Coach Van Hoy says, well, let's go for it. What do we got to lose? Single setback, so you know Cook's going to the air. Loads it up, goes deep, looking for Wiggins. This one will be picked off by Blair Harden at the Wonder 35-yard line. The same probably as a punt.
Yeah,
that result.
Yeah, about the same thing.
So
but Blair Harden was just out there playing center field that time.
Well, that is his second interception of the night. His first one was a return about 30 yards for a touchdown early in the game. That kind of set the tone and forced South into the catch-up zone. Believe it or not, South scored first in this game with a field goal.
But that was a big difference because it could have easily have been a touchdown, you know, because they broke the long one with Gertie down the right sideline, and the Wonder defense refused to let him get 6.
Josh Lee takes off his linebacker shoes and puts his quarterback shoes back on here, running the offense. Big hole on the left side, sidestepping a tackle is Caldwell. Bangs a couple of more folks, still on his feet, breaks out of it, and he could go all the way. What a run by Eric Caldwell.
Yeah, because he really got banged about 4 or 5 times over there, and they just couldn't get him down. It looked like the Raiders thought, well, he's down, but he wasn't.
65 yards on the run.
They hit him, but nobody wraps him up. Watch here. They bang him, but they just don't get him wrapped up, and then he's off to the races with pretty good speed.
Good balance, strong legs, and good individual effort that time by Eric Caldwell. And it looks like Justin Chambers is going to be, no, that's 91, I'm sorry, for Kannapolis shaking up on that play.
That's Brandon Glenn.
5'11" junior. Limping off the field.
And a couple of the Raiders came off looking like they were limping that time too, so injuries are starting to pile up a little bit now. Hopefully none of them are serious.
And now we're ready for the extra point. Rush Robbins out of the hole to Blair Harden. Good spot. This one never got off the ground. And the kick is no good. 53-25. Kannapolis extends their lead with 2:07 to go. Next week, of course, we'll be back down in Mount Pleasant, as we'll have Mount Pleasant taking on Albemarle, our Metro 11 game of the week. Join us Wednesday night for headliners at 8 o'clock. Mike Johns will be in our studio. We'll talk a little Tiger football. This kickoff bobble picked up. Boy, it's getting crazy.
Sure is. That's Gertie falling on it. Now we're at 2:05 left in the game, and this is the stage where you just hope nobody gets hurt.
And Cook will come back out at quarterback.
So the Raiders still trying to iron some things out here.
So we said next week they'll be at home against Salisbury, another non-conference game, and Kannapolis will be at home against Sun Valley. So that's the way things shake out next week for these two teams. And they'll keep it on the ground for about 3. Out to the 27-yard line. It goes. Garrett has had a good overall game tonight.
And looks like Wiggins gets up limping there a little bit.
He's been explosive. I like to watch that number 18. Clock runs with 1:40 left. Well, stay tuned for immediately after the game. We'll have a look at some final stats for you. Woody's going to chat with Coach Bruce Hart. Here's Cook going deep. Had the receiver open momentarily down at about the 30-yard line. Looked to be number 33, Nick Clemency.
I think he believed the ball was going to be more toward the hash mark, and he was running in a straight line that way, and instead of going full bore toward the middle of the field, and that's where Cook put it.
So we'll bring up 3rd and 6. The clock stops with the incompleted pass. 1:26 remaining. Clemency is split to the left as one wide receiver. They'll toss it to Wiggins, short side of the field. Boy, he's got a burst of speed. He gets around the corner, and had he had the field been a yard wider, he would have taken it all the way. Knocked out of bounds inside Wonder territory by Charlie Fox, the free safety.
And he just came up limping a minute ago, did Wiggins, but
That's that old Jim.
yeah.
That's that old Jim Brown.
Watch him here. Here's the burst of speed Randy was talking about right here. When he made that cut around the corner, he was off and running, and he indeed showed a burst of speed.
So the Raiders trying to get a few more points on the board. And they'll toss it to Garrett. Looks for one block. Loses the ball, and I believe Kannapolis recovered.
Yeah, they did.
It just popped right into Ryan Kraft's hands. Now check it. That was 31 for the Wonders. That was Jason Brown.
Garrett was doing the right thing there, trying to follow his block and see if he could find a way to turn the corner. Finally decided he was going to have to come back toward the middle, and when he did, one of the Wonders was charging up in a big hurry to block it out. It looked like it was Chambers who jarred it loose.
Just stripped the ball. And now the Kannapolis offense content on running the final 71 seconds off the clock here.
There's a fumble. Oh!
And South has got the fumble. Josh Lee just never came back clean from center. And it looks like Jerry Rowland pounced on it for the Raiders.
Watch big number 75. Just a mystic change. Ball gets kind of batted around, and Rowland came through with it. Well, now we're going back the other way. This is like a basketball game, back and forth.
They got any 20s left?
I don't know. They do have the three-point shot, though.
Yeah. The trifecta from 30 yards. Well, South gained a little bit of field position out of that. Just outside the Wonder 45-yard line. Quick toss to Wiggins. He's owned the corner tonight. He's zigged in. Is sandwiched down at about the 41-yard line.
There, he's hurt. I think Blair Harden was over there saying, come out here and help him. Looked like he was trying to help him up for a second and realized he was hurt. So the South Rowan trainers are out there to attend to him now. It looks like a cramp.
Well, he's certainly run his fair share tonight. We'll step away with the injury timeout. 56 seconds left here in the ball game. As we return to live action here, this is Garrett around the right side, goes inside the 35-yard line. Glad to tell you that Wiggins did get off the field under his own power, so he's okay.
Raiders into the hurry-up now.
I think the clock stops as they move the chains because they did pick up the first down at the Kannapolis 32-yard line. Now it's running with 40 seconds to go. Cook handed off. Gurdy up the middle into the Wonders secondary down to about the 18-yard line, and that'll be another first down.
Big hole there for Gurdy.
So they stop the clock momentarily to move the chains. And
check it out here, and there's the fake, and you see Garrity there taking advantage of the big seam up the middle that time to pick up good yardage.
30 seconds to go. Clock running.
Raiders want timeout.
Yeah. Didn't have everything in order here. So with 29 ticks to go, South takes the timeout. Coach Van Hoy down there still coaching like it's this is the winning touchdown drive, and that's what you got to do. We'll step away. Be right back. Trying to get another touchdown here. This this drive. 1st and 10 at the 18. Here's Cook over the middle.
Nice.
Got a receiver. Pinion, the tight end, makes the catch near the 6-7 yard line.
And it looks like the Raiders are going to use another timeout here. Nice execution on that one. Ball fake up the middle by Cook. Pulls it out quickly. And then he's got his tight end Pinion over the middle. Here it is again. Nice ball fake. Comes up sharply. Not even a half step on that drop. And nice execution there by the Raiders.
Pinion, of course, a tested veteran there, the senior tight end.
We saw him make some big plays last year.
He's 6'1", 190 pounds. A good target with some soft hands. And you got to have the soft hands to be a receiver. I mean, you know, just ask Wesley Walls and all those guys. There you see Wiggins
Trying to stretch out that cramp. Well, the Raiders are going to get a couple of shots here at the end zone from the almost the 7-yard line.
Tell you what, these coaches got a lot of film to grade this weekend.
Sure do.
We've got, what, 78 points up on the board right now.
And may have a few more.
First and goal at the 6-yard line.
Oh, got the Wonders to move. Going to be fined for flinching.
That'll be half the distance here.
Looks like maybe it was Dez Williams who jumped.
Well, Dez is also one of those guys. When he jumps, you have to notice there's 235 pound, 6'3" Frank going at you.
Well, now it's a different matter. They only give him half the distance, but well, they were into 7. You should get
6. They officially said the 6.
All right.
So although it's actually 7, you know, say it's a 3.5 now, but
it must be the new math. I'm kind of lost.
no such thing as a 3.5.
Yeah.
So the Raiders with a golden opportunity to punch one more in here, and here's the play fake. Cook is going to be sacked back at the 10-yard line.
And they got to hurry and get back up. 15, 14 seconds.
That was Mike Davis, the nose guard, who got the sack.
They got to hurry or they're not going to get this one off.
Clock running, 5 seconds to go. And he downed it with 4 ticks left.
So now they'll only have one more shot. That play just broke down because Cook was forced to the outside and couldn't find a way to get it to the end zone where Jesse Kirkman was. Good coverage in the secondary back there to keep him from throwing that pass.
So the Raiders with one more chance. Score was 21-10 at halftime, believe it or not.
Man, talk about an offensive show.
From the 10-yard line. Here's Cook. Backside pressure, lets it go.
Oh!
Touchdown.
Gertie, nice catch.
And 2 receivers in the corner of the end zone, and he scores as time has run out, but they'll get a chance to tack on the extra point, or 2 probably.
Well, yeah, might as well go for 2. You may have to use this later.
53-31 is the score. Somebody let the balloons out across the fly.
Raiders are coming off the field.
Well, actually, that's the end of the game.
So since the game's not in doubt, I don't guess they get the chance to go for the extra point.
Don't have to, I believe.
All right.
So that'll be it, folks. 53-31, our final score. A.L. Brown, a winner over South Rowan, as we had 84 points put up on the board tonight. Back with some post-game comments in just a minute. (53-31). There you see the final score. A.L. Brown goes to 2-0 on the 99 campaign. And let's go field side. Here's Woody Kane.
Okay, thanks, Randy. We're here with Coach Bruce Harden. And Coach, a game of big plays and a lot of points, but your team made the most of them.
Well, we did. I thought we really blocked well up front. South Rowan's got a good football team. We can do some good things, but like I said, we just can't sustain the effort throughout the ball game. We've got to really work on our defense. I'm not pleased with that area at all. Giving up 31 points is not make anyone happy. So we're going to roll our sleeves up and go back to work and see where we can go from here, because next week we start SBC conference play.
Seemed like it was a game of some pretty big momentum swings. Your team had some, their team had some, and it seemed like both sides there were a couple of key mental mistakes at crucial times.
Yeah, it sure was. It was a game of big plays, but you know, those are things that we talked about. We talked all week that during the game of your first and second game, you'll make more or less improvement that time any other time of the season. Looks like we got to go back and work at it that third game also.
So as you said, now you come off a big rivalry game and you go right into conference play, and next week it really starts to count in terms of the record.
Well, it really does. Sun Valley will come in there, and they've got a good football team. Athletically, they're as good as anybody will play. They've got a great All-American big middle linebacker, some great speed at running back, and they jumped on us quick down there. So we've got our hands full, and we've got a lot of work to do from now to that point.
Okay, Coach, thanks a lot, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, Randy, let's go back up to you for the stats.
Okay, we'll take a look at some final numbers. In addition to all the points on the board, there you see the total rushing. Kannapolis 315 yards. Of course, the offensive coordinators are going to be pleased when they look at this. But over 800 yards of total offense for both teams. That's quite impressive. Looked like a track meet out here tonight. And both quarterbacks with decent games in the passing department. Only a couple of interceptions, but you see the turnovers there. A lot of them are meaningless turnovers, but the coaches won't see that come Monday. Penalty-wise, 80 yards for Kannapolis on 9 penalties. And overall, you know, like you said, it was a non-conference game, and everybody's undefeated in the conference going into next week. We hope you've enjoyed our telecast this week. Hope you'll join us Wednesday night for headliners at 8 o'clock when our Metro 11 game of the week will be Albemarle at Mount Pleasant. For Woody Kane, I'm Randy Whitley saying thanks for being with us. Have a good weekend, everyone.